Welcome to another episode of Ethekwini Matters. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, your host. The Ethekwini municipality has experienced a positive surge in spaza shop business license registrations, with over 4,900 spaza shop owners successfully registering since President Ramaphosa's November 2024 call for all spaza shops to comply with legal registration requirements. Today on the show, we are joined by Qondi Liqwa, a business licensing manager, to discuss how the city has responded to the president's call. Sisqondi sikubingelele sikwamkele namhlanje on Ethekwini Matters.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you give us an update on the registration of spaza shops in Durban?
From the date that the president has made a pronouncement, we've seen a positive feedback from the Ethekwini residents and Ethekwini spaza shop operators, because we've been receiving quite a significant number of applications. Our registration center within Ethekwini, they are very busy. People are really heeding the call of the president. They are coming to register their businesses. On a daily basis, we receive on average about 60 applications, which then indicates that, yes, the spaza shop business operators really took it upon themselves to ensure that they register during this period.
Out of the total number of 4,900 applications that were received, how many spaza shop owners have received their licenses?
We are still currently processing those applications because we've got 4,900, and from that, from what we've processed so far, we've granted 408 licenses to those spaza shop operators that have met all the requirements and are now compliant.
So what were the key milestones or the key factors, that assisted the city to reach this milestone?
Okay, what we've done is, after the president's call, we also activated our communication drives. We did radio promos, we did print media, we did social media platforms where we were sharing the same message that was shared by the president, that the businesses must come and register their spaza shops and all food handling businesses. So we've been sharing that information on all media platforms so that we ensure that we reach out to all spaza shop areas operators within Ethekwini. And also we increased our workshops that we've been conducting in Ethekwini. So far, we've done over 20 workshops in various wards of Ethekwini, where we are also sharing the same information and also capacitating these spaza shop operators in terms of what do they need for them to comply, what compliance means, So in that process, when we empowering them, educating them, we also have registration desks where we take applications as well, and we process those applications. So that has really assisted us a lot as the city to ensure that we reach out to as many spaza shop operators as possible. And we've been doing those workshops throughout Ethekwini, the various wards of Ethekwini. And we are still continuing doing them. Just this week, we had about 3 workshops. There was one in KwaMashu, and yesterday there was one at Chatsworth, and today we've got one at Umlazi, and there are others that are still upcoming.
It's actually a good thing to know that you are going around, hosting the workshops and actually, educating spaza shop owners in the different regions about this registration. But please explain to us the compliance checks and the requirements, because I know that there are a lot of people who don't even understand what requirements are needed.
Okay, firstly, if you are a spaza shop operator, you need to comply with the building regulations. Your structure, it must be compliant in terms of the building plans or of building regulations. And also where you are trading as a spaza shop, the zoning there must be correct for you to use that place as a business, because the areas, there are certain areas where you can't run a certain type of a business, you know. So you must be approved by town planning for that particular spaza shop. And also you must be approved by our environmental health, where you need to be complying with health and safety requirements. And also your structure must also comply with fire requirements as well, because if then there's a fire that starts at your spaza shop, you must be able to, you know, like deal with it. So those are the compliance checks that we do to ensure that we do check to ensure that the businesses are compliant and they are safe as well.
Can you remind us of the different offices and platforms where businesses can register for these licenses?
Okay, if you are in Durban and surrounding areas, Durban Central and surrounding areas, then the office is at Embassy Building, 7th floor. And if you are in the South region, that is Mbumbulu, Kwamakuta, and other areas, Makapeni, far south area, then you go to Winglespreits at Sizakala Center. We've got an office there. And if you are in the North region, at the North, we've got two offices. We've got one that is at Midway Crossing, and at Sizakala Center there, we do have an office. And also we've got one that is at Verelem Sizakala Center in Wick Street. And in the West region, we've got an office at Pinetown Civic Center, Sizakala Center. So all the West region spaza shop operators can go there to register their businesses.
Is there a fee that they need to pay to register?
Yes, to apply for a license or to register, you have to pay a fee, obviously, you know, because there are costs involved when we deal with those applications. So the spaza shop operators application fee is 287 Rand. It's an application fee and it's a license fee. It's a once-off payment.
So what plans does the city have in place to ensure now that legally registered spaza shops remain compliant in future?
Yeah, we will be continuing with our current or ongoing compliance inspections, and also joint inspections that are planned with other role players, where we visit those businesses and ensure that we monitor and enforce compliance. So we are intensifying those, and we've got plans to enforce past the 28th of February, where we will then be checking on those that have registered that they are compliant in terms of the conditions of their licenses, and also those that are still illegal. And then those ones, we will be enforcing them, and there will be, you know, robust enforcement operations that will be undertaken there.
Qondi, with the number of owners coming forward to register their businesses, what are some of the things that you find Uguti owners were not aware of when it comes to registering their businesses?
It's mainly the requirements that they must be complying with. Things such as the landlord consents that if you are renting as spaza shop and you want to register, you must get a consent from the landlord. Things like the lease agreement, and also the requirement that they need to go to their ward councillors and get a letter from the ward councillor that is indicating, especially where the applicant is a foreign national, where it indicates that the ward councillor knows the person, and also they don't have a problem with them running those spaza shops in their respective wards. So there is that requirement that we find that people were not aware of. And all the requirements in general, you know, in terms of what they need to bring, those are the queries that we find. And in addition to that, also there are spaza shops that are being run at, on the verges of the road, where is the municipal property or council land. So those requirements, when people are coming to apply, and then we ask them where they are trading, and then they are trading in the council land, and then the requirements now are changing. Those are the things that we find most people having a problem with. But obviously, if you are running a spaza shop in the council land where you've put a container or a structure, you need to get a permit for that. You must apply for a permit. So we get such queries and questions.
Are there any warnings or penalties issued for businesses that are not compliant?
Yes, parallel to the registration process, there are also enforcement operations and compliance inspections that are being conducted on a daily basis in various wards. So what happens is if they find you trading illegally, you will first be given a warning to say you are trading illegally and you need to be applying for a license or register your business. So if then the person is not coming to register and a follow-up is conducted and we find that the person is still there trading, we then issue that person with a Section 56 notice for them to pay a fine for trading illegally or appear in court, So we, parallel to the process of registrations, we are also enforcing our bylaws and the laws.
Qondi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That was Qondi Liqwa, the business licensing manager from the city's business licensing unit. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, and from myself and the entire team, it's goodbye till next time. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share.